It's recorded. Okay, starting now. All right, so usually we have them every other Wednesday, but just be aware that next week we do have Micah Folsom on. And so that is going to be a day that we're going to go back to back, I believe. I believe it was the second, right? That's what I told you guys, right? That'd be horrible if I told you the wrong date. Yeah, I believe it's the second I had. So make sure that you just mark your calendars. It's either the second or the third. Sorry, guys. I don't know what my phone's freaking out right now. Anyhow, I'll get that down to you. Just know that usually every other Wednesday, we are having team videos like this, like Zoom calls. And then the opposite Wednesdays, or the ones that don't fall within the videos, the Zoom calls, I'm posting a video on the team page. That way, that gives you a little bit of a break. I'm not married to doing it every single week. If something falls in, I can kind of figure things out. I think you guys can understand that as moms, as people, as business owners. Sometimes things just happen. Okay, so I am really excited to share with you tonight's call. First and foremost, my friend Taryn, raise your hand, Taryn. She's right there, if she even hears me. Okay. So Taryn's my sideline, which means she comes from the same downline, upline as Team Fit Revolution, kind of way up above us. And so we have discussed today, we have to work out the kinks. Her team and my team are just going to start doing kind of calls together, just because as we combine our teams, that helps us. We can share accounts. It's like 100, we can get up to 100 people. She is someone I've respected and admired for a long time. She's been very successful in this business. She's having her 4th child. I like how she runs business. I like her morals. I like her values. And so I think we're going to make a pretty good team. And we're just going to bounce ideas off each other. So just know that's who Taryn is. And that's who some of her you're going to see people on the call that you may not know exactly. It's not open to everyone. It's just open to her call, her coaches, and our coaches. Does that make sense? And my coaches and my downline. So we're technically from the same team, just sidelines. Does that make sense? Just, you may not be directly underneath you. Okay. So I have a few announcements, and then I guess we can go from there. So as for oh, here it is. I'm like, where are my notes? My daughter, like, do you see that? She scribbled all over it. That's pretty awesome. So this is Team Cup month, you guys. It's not over. We have 5 days. So for me, I started a message system with my Team Cup people. The reason that you're in a Team Cup is probably because you wanted to build your business. So don't give up. Like, if nothing's happening, if you're struggling, reach out to your people in your Team Cup, pair up with someone and just say, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? What can we do to help each other? That kind of stuff. All right. So it's never over until the 31st of the month hits at midnight, because I have hit Success Club at 11:58 one time. All right. So how are you going to push yourself in the next 5 days? That's what I want you to think about, is what can you do right now in the next 5 days that can help push your business forward, that you can do differently than you have in the last 25 days. Okay. What can you work on and just master in the next 5 days? Maybe it's doing 20 follow-ups in the next 5 days. Maybe it's doing 20 reach outs in the next 5 days. Maybe it's doing 20 deposits, meaning you're just going to tell someone that you're thinking about them and you're working on that relationship. And you're not in it to try to make a point. You're in it to build a relationship. Follow-ups, yes, you're going to get Success Club points out of it. That's the natural consequence of it, or I guess the benefit of it. But really, it's about doing the follow-ups and doing the reach outs and doing the deposits and building the relationship, okay? If you have integrity and if you're running the business the way that we all know that you are, because you're on our team, and we've taught you this from the very beginning, and we don't attract those type of coaches, is that your heart is in the right place. You want to help people. You want to serve people. So you want to love people. That's what we do. Just keep that at the core and at the forefront, and then you won't sound like a salesman. And you don't need to worry about, oh my gosh, am I going to sound this way, or am I going to do this, okay? So whether you've made Success Club or not, you've heard this thousands of times, you know it's an indicator of whether your business is growing or not. And so some of you are so close. I look in the downline, 50 people with Success Club 4. That means you're super close. So don't give up. 5 days. So many that's never been in it before that have, so congratulations. So many people that are pushing themselves out of their comfort zone. And just know this, that if you worked hard the 30 days and you're just starting your business and you're just putting yourself out there and you're having your conversations and you're really, really doing things that you've never done before, you're just planting seeds, and you may not see the benefit of what you're doing this month. And that's okay. That's really okay. So don't give up and don't say, oh, I invited every day for 30 days and nothing happened. You can't build a 6-figure income by trying something for 30 days. It's going to take a little bit longer than that. And you can't build a gigantic team and a huge following in 30 days. It takes little steps each day, doing the right things over and over and over, making the compound effect. And we know that. Okay. So I am super excited to share with you what I've been doing on their team. I've shared this with Taryn. Taryn is totally welcome to your guys' team. When I say my team, it's our team. So whatever I share on the call and whatever Taryn shares on the call, we're going to share with each other. And so this is specific. It says United Legacy because that's my team. So I'm just going to make a forefront. And then from now on, whenever it says United Legacy, that doesn't mean that, oh, it's just me. It just means that's how I branded my team. And so you're going to see some of the stuff that says United Legacy on top. And but you're more than welcome to use it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Make sure that you, oh my goodness, you got to just let me know if you're, oh gosh, did I do it again? Can you see that? Raise your hand if you can see the United Legacy push stuff. Can you see that? Okay, perfect. Okay, so Jessica Height is on our team. She is absolutely phenomenal with technology. And so I hired her. I said, Jessica, I need help, and sometimes you got to reach out when you need help. So I'm really, really diving into the GSR system on our team and kind of how we're setting coaches up for success. I really feel like every single month I get better at setting coaches up for success. And it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. But I want to make sure that the duplication process is there and that we have access to all the documents that I have created and that I have helped. So this is going to be all accessible to you guys by the end of, in the next couple days, honestly. We're almost done with this. So as you can see, this is, for example, I do an email for my new coaches. Jessica just worked on this. Look at this, you guys. So I had all these things going on in my brain, and I was like, I need to get it down on paper. What can I do to help coaches be successful? Because we know that when we sign a coach, there's so many things going on in their head that the more focus we can get them, the better. So let me see if Jessica, let me see where this went. Oh, right here. Do you see this? Do you see that? Just shake your head, yes. Okay. So this is what I am sending to my new coaches as a reference sheet of what they need to know, right away. I just made this. Check this out. So their coach ID number is going to be put right there. Where do they find it? teambeachbody.com. Go to Coach Online Office. Access and complete the Coach Online Training Office Training Academy, okay? News and training. Set up and change your EFT. My business, my EFT management. Set up our 3 business websites. These are your websites. Locate and use the FAQ. Frequently asked questions. Okay, is this going to help new coaches? Is this going to be awesome? You can print this off. You can go, oh my gosh, you don't have to have any questions. I told Jessica I want something to print off where we can print off and new coaches aren't going to feel lost, okay? They know where they can listen to the national wake-up calls, all right? They're active member in the team group on Facebook. They can listen to team calls every Wednesday at 6 p.m., okay? We know that. We're doing that right now. They know what Success Club qualification is, what lead program qualification. These are things that they need to know, the basics of the basics, right? I got to look through it. She just sent this to me 2 seconds ago, and we're kind of finalizing that. But these are all things that are coming to you because as a coach of 4 years, I know what it takes to be successful in this business. You know what it is? Duplication, not recreating the wheel, and helping your coaches understand that it's just really a checklist system and there's no secret sauce. It's just really putting yourself out there and doing the vital behaviors. So something else that we worked on. So then we have a week 1 checklist. And what I've been doing is I'm going to send this other one that I just showed you, the one I just showed you just a second ago. I'm going to send that to my new coaches, and you guys have access to send that to your new coaches. And then within their first week, I put them into a message system. If you only sign one coach a month, then it's you and the person talking, right? It's just you and them. If you sign 2 coaches a month, it's you and those other 2 coaches and yourself. I would only put business builders or people that want to work the business in there. And then you're gonna post this. Okay, guys, here's what we're working on the first week. You're gonna fill out the new coach fact sheet, which is another sheet I'll show you in a second. You know, they're gonna look at the compound effect and the slight edge. They're gonna download podcasts within the first week. They're gonna request to join the newbie to training. They're gonna subscribe to me. They're gonna contact their coach and getting started right call. I made one that was more specific to the team, but you get what I mean? Like, they're gonna have a step-by-step system, which is really, really awesome. And I don't know why, but this is like not, okay, let me see if I can get on. See, I don't think you can see what I'm doing here. Maybe that'll move over. Perfect. This is like end of the month goals. Okay, we broke it down. Business is 20%, family, lifestyle, personalities, 80% of your posts. We talk about what kind of posts you should be doing. We talk about what you should be doing with your business. Like, this is all a checklist. If you're a checklist system, or if you're struggling about what you need to be doing, this is what you should be doing. And now you have access to this for our whole entire team. And that's how excited I am, okay? This is the new coach fact sheet that I was going to, I don't think I opened that up. I want to share that with you, which is awesome. I just did this with my last 2 coaches. So do you ever like if you sign coaches regularly, you might get confused, you might start losing track, and you don't want to do that. Or just having a place where you can put coaches' stuff. So get a binder, and this is what they're filling out. They're just going to tell me their name, and then all their links to all their different stuff, their birthday, their soulmate workout, their name of their kids, their pets, you know, and then I make them take this personality color code, and we're going to talk about that in a couple weeks, why that's crucial to your business to understand what personality your coaches are. And then just kind of why they wanted to become a Beachbody coach. I print that out when they send it to me, and I put it in a binder, and then I flip it over, which is blank, and I write when I check in with them. Okay, how we talked about their goals, that kind of stuff. All right, are we cool? Are we excited about this, you guys? I think that it's going to make life a lot easier. Again, it's just about you really focusing on your business and kind of working, just putting yourself out there and making sure you're printing these off and you have access to these. So this is our part of our new Getting Started Right system, and I'll make a post about it in the page, and I'll post all these, and you'll have access to all of those. But thank Jessica, because she is the one that put it all together, which is pretty flippin' awesome, right? Okay, so on to the nitty and the gritty. Are you ready for this? I don't know how I get my, I think I can just stop sharing now, because I don't think I need to share anymore. There we go. Well, that's weird. Okay, we're back to normal. Okay, so here is the nitty and gritty of the call. I'm going to tell you right now, like, and this is, if you listen to anything, like, get your listening ears on, because I've been in this business almost 4 years, and this is where I've struggled with the most. And I'm telling you right now, burnout happens more often with people than you think. Top 10 coaches get burnout. Coaches that are working, and you think that you would never in your million years ever quit. You start thinking that you're going to quit because you're putting all the time, and you're so overstressed, and you're so overworked, and you worked all day, but you think to yourself at the end of the day, I really haven't done the right thing. I don't even know what I did. I just worked all day. Does this sound like anyone? Maybe anyone? Okay. So I really believe that we have thoughts, like, you know, and when you get caught up in being really unorganized, or thinking that you're organized and you really aren't, or trying to have a system and then letting it follow through, or not working off a to-do list, you start to think of these things like, I should be further along than I should, and then you get upset and you start to compare. You know, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe this isn't the kind of job that I need. Then you start to insert things like, if I looked like so-and-so, or if I had their upline, or if I had as many friends as so-and-so, I would be successful. Okay, because I've seen that happen. We've done that before. I've done that before. And, you know, right now in our lifestyle, technology is everywhere. We are literally distracted every single day, hundreds of thousands of times. We have a phone at our fingertips. Your brain is always on constant multitasking. And you might be thinking, someone might need me. I need to check my team. I need to talk to this coach. You know, I need to call this person, or I need to check this group, or I need to see how, oh, I had 1 like 2 minutes ago. How many likes do I have now? How many likes do I have now? Oh, refresh. I speak out of experience, by the way. Oh, refresh. Oh, crap. I only have 4 likes in 10 minutes. I'm not important. Damn it. What is wrong with me? Okay, we get it, right? And what's happening is you're not doing what must be done. You're doing what is habit, which are all these little things that add up to time wasters. And what I call procrastinating tasks, like just tasks, things that don't really matter, things that take you further away from being successful and not closer to being successful. So I really have struggled with this, and I literally, life-changing, and I know that it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, I've only been doing this 1 week, and I'm so passionate about it that I know that it will change your life. And if you're starting as a new coach, you'll be so much farther along because you will be less stressed. You'll be a little more organized. You're going to know exactly what you're doing when you're doing it. And there's going to be some kinks. You'll have to work out the kinks as the weeks go on. But do you know how good of a feeling it is the second I wake up that I know exactly what I'm going to do that day? And I don't have any questions as to what's important to me. What do I need to get done? It's a really good feeling because I know that. And then when am I going to spend time with my kids? And when am I going to hang out with JJ and all these different things? So do you have that piece of paper with you and your planner kind of around you? All right. So this is a bucket system. And so I want you to turn your paper like this, like lengthway, like this. Okay, like long ways. And on the top, I want you to like create like just little boxes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like just, you're going to put titles, like kind of like buckets is what I'm trying to say, like 5 buckets on top. At this particular time, it doesn't matter how big they are because they're going to change depending on what you put in the buckets. Okay, now here is the key. What are these buckets? All right, I'm going to give you 2 of the buckets because I know what it takes to be successful as a coach. And then you're going to think, and we're going to talk and discuss what the other 2 or 3 buckets should be to make you fulfilled and happy in your life. Okay, so here we go. Be ready to be mind blown because I'm not kidding you. This is, I don't know, but maybe it's just my mind thinks 1,000 things a minute, and I love brain dumping. And I'm total ADD. Have you noticed? I've like jumped around, but yeah, that's cool. Okay. So on the very top are 5 things in your life. Okay, bucket number 4 and bucket number 5. Bucket number 4 is labeled personal Beachbody business, your personal BB. Okay? Pick a color, any color, I don't care. Highlight it, that color, circle it, that color. That's going to be the color that you associate that the time that you're going to work on your personal Beachbody business, that's going to be your green. I chose green or whatever color. Okay, your 5th bucket is your team Beachbody. And these buckets are going to be fuller and less depending on how long you've been a coach. And as we work through the system and kind of working together one-on-one, they're going to be different, and I'll explain that in just a second. So we got that? The other 3 are completely, entirely up to you. I will tell you what mine are. All right, these are things in your life I want you to think about. Other people label these priorities. 5 things that you are not willing to compromise. That if you, for example, if my bucket is not full in my home and family life, I'm going to be a pretty miserable person. If I'm not filling my bucket as in my home, if I'm not, and I'll tell you right now what I've split my things up. So in my home bucket, well, I'll give you my 5 labels and then I'll tell you what's in each one. So I have a home/family bucket. Okay. I have a me bucket, like what's going to make me happy. And right now in my life, I'm working on organization. So that's my bucket, but I might not always have 5 buckets. So that makes me have 5 because I have 2 Beachbody, my organization, and this. For those of you who are working full time, you better believe one of your buckets better be your work. Okay? Because if you just neglect that, then you're not going to be a happy person. Or you might lose your job. Right? Okay. So in my home and family life, and this is where you got to get creative and what's important to you. You just got to be consistent. Okay. Some of you might think certain things fit in other areas, and that's fine. You do it the way that you want it. But I will tell you this. My home and family are any appointments I have for my kids, all right? Anything I'm doing with my kids that I want to block out time, if I'm going to the zoo with them, if I'm going to the park with them, date night with my husband, all right? That's important to me. My daughter has piano lessons. My kids have soccer lessons or soccer practice. They have soccer games. All that stuff is going to fit in there, okay? Anything that you're going to do for your family that particular week, you're going to put into that bucket, all right? So your bucket list might change depending on what you're doing each week. For example, I have school supplies in that list because I have to go get school supplies this week. I have a chore list that I need to go over with my kids. And I have a contract that Leilani needed to sign for piano that I had listed on there. I have date night. I got a haircut for the kids. And then soccer. Okay, those are my main things in my home and family. Can I think of other things? Yes, you could probably think 100 other things. But those are the main things that make me happy and fill my bucket, right? Spending time, quality time with the kids would be something that I'd add on there every day or every whatever week. Okay, my me bucket. Some of you might think this is like personal Beachbody, but that, you know, I don't look at it like that. Like for me, in order to be happy, I have to work out. And so that's my me time where I'm working out and taking care of myself. Like dinner plans. And some of you may think that's home and family, but for me, it makes me happy when I make my dinner plans and I'm organized, right? So you can fit it into different categories. My personal development is in this list. And my scripture, if I'm going to read scripture that week, I had an eye appointment. I had a hair appointment. You're going to get all the nitty and gritty, okay? I had a wart removal appointment. Yeah, holla. Okay. Meal prep is important to me, like I told you guys. You know, just anything that I'm doing for myself. I hung out with a friend, so I put, you know, friend time. Like, that's important to me. Like, making sure I schedule that time out. My organized list is going to be different each week, different stuff I want to work on. This week, I wanted to organize the game closet, and I wanted to get some stuff to Goodwill. All right? Okay, now here is where your personal Beachbody business, oh, and my sheet's gone, dang it. Oh, shoot. It's fine, I can just read off of here. So if you guys aren't using the business activity tracker, you really are missing the boat. Like, they've changed it over and over and over, and it literally tells you exactly what you need to do every single day to build your business. So what I do is I look at the business activity tracker, and I could go run downstairs and get it, but I'm not going to. And I color code what falls into my personal Beachbody. That's off the business activity tracker. And then I color code what falls into my team Beachbody. So I'm gonna explain to you what explains in my buckets. Now, if you're a month coach, your buckets are gonna be a little different than me as a 4-year coach, right? Like, it's gonna be different. But in general, the personal Beachbody needs to be any new coaches that you're adding, introducing them to the team. You got to do that. Like, that's got to be in your bucket that week if you have a new coach. Sending them the new coach email, getting them started right, because you're building your business, right? That's a personal business. All right. Filling out your own business activity tracker is part of your personal business. All right, any inviting, any follow-ups, any of the like all three of most of the vital behaviors, obviously some of those fit into my me time, but the others should be fitting into your personal time. All right, I had on here more personal in the sense that I had a call with one of my diamond coaches, Lindsay, that I needed to schedule personal this week. I wanted to send some gifts to some people, holla, okay, and I did that. I wanted to make a video for my challenge group about tips for the weekend. I added that in there. I wanted to Hootsuite my next week in my challenge group. This is all stuff that's building my business. It's not helping particularly my team. It's helping my business. Does that make sense? Okay. And then I also put in here clean eating post, like my clean eating posts. Now your team, if you're just starting off, like, it's just your posting, your daily posts on your personal page. All right. It's your invites. It's your follow-ups. It's connecting with your coaches that are working the business and connecting with your business builders, connecting with your discount coaches, just checking in with them, checking in with your challenge groups. I can make the list really long, But you pick 5 or 6 things that you're going to do every week to help build your business. And you make sure that that's non-negotiable. All right? And I'm telling you right now, you got to make sure that personal development, working out, obviously the 3 value behaviors, and inviting are somewhere on one of your bucket lists, right? That's clear? Okay. The 5th one is my team. So for me, I need to just do some volume shout outs this week. I needed to focus on this team call. I needed to show and share, like, get my new coaches in their team pages, in their message systems, and write them and give them encouraging words. I needed to introduce Jennifer, my new coach. I needed to update my YouTube playlist. I needed to do some shout outs for some trainings. To build your team is, what can you do to work with your coaches that are in your business? And if you don't have any business builders, you're focusing on working with your discount coaches, just connecting with them. And so this may only be a couple things in your first couple months as a coach. Maybe you're a year into it. Maybe it's 5 or 6 things that you need to do. You can see it as it grows. And you can take this list directly off of your business activity tracker and figure out, okay, what part of the business activity tracker fits where? Am I going to make that part of my team and part of my personal? Does that make sense? So again, the buckets are all personalized to what makes you feel full in those areas. Meaning, if I get this stuff done for the week, then my bucket's full and I'm a happier person, right? Does that make sense? If I have 3,000 things in one bucket and only one thing in each, am I going to be a happy person? No. There needs to be a little bit of balance. Yes, there's going to be some weeks where you're heavier on one side than the other. Look at my Beachbody is pretty heavy, but it doesn't go down the whole page. Okay. Oh, you can't see that. Sorry. Okay, so here's where this is the mind-blowing part. That you may be like, okay, that's not even that big of a deal. Okay, whatever. So this is something called plannerpad.com. All right, I'm going to tell you, it's the best $33 I have ever invested in my entire life. All right, you can take this concept and do it on a blank piece of paper or in your planner right now until you order it or until you feel ready to get it. But I'm promising you, it's going to blow your mind when you get it. So you can do like a little inscription if you want. I said, work hard, dream big. Okay. They have it like 60% off now because, as you know, it's like over halfway through the year. So yeah, I wasted all of this, but that's okay. I figured if I lost $30 and I never used it again, then I'd be fine. Okay. Right now I needed to get organized. So how this is broken down is this. Okay. So you're going to do this right now with me. Okay. You're going to split your paper into 3 different sections. So 3 different sections on the very top, in the middle, and on the bottom. Okay? And on the very top is where all your buckets are. Okay? So your buckets should be on the very top. And this is what you do every single Sunday. You brain dump every single thing that you know you need to do in those buckets, okay, in order to feel satisfied for that week. And it might be like what I said, my home, soccer, hair, date night with JJ, piano, like you're gonna start to get into a rhythm, okay? Me, I wanna make sure I get my workouts in, I'm doing my personal development, I'm getting my eyelashes done, I'm doing my hair appointments, all right, organizing, and then Beachbody, okay, you're gonna fill it out. And you might think that that's not a big deal, but what happens is when you sit down on Sunday night and when you start to think of all these things that you need to do and you get them out and you just brain dump it on the top of your paper into these buckets, okay, and this is how the planner is set up. Do you see how the planner is set up with the buckets? So it's basically a filtering system. So you have your buckets on top, and every week is like this. So next week, I'll just refill out my buckets. They're going to be the same each week. You don't change your buckets typically. They're the same. And then you brain dump every week of everything that you need to get done. So there's going to be some things on these personal Beachbody and team Beachbody where you're just going to put the same things each week because it's important to you to do that. Like your invites, your follow-ups, you need to do that. Does that make sense? Okay. Now here's where the cool thing is. The second session is now broken into a Monday, no times, just like a Monday section, okay? A Tuesday section, a Thursday section, a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now here's where the magic happens. I'm now going to look at my buckets and go, okay, I want it soccer. When is soccer? Okay, soccer is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have to put it on Tuesday and Thursday. So now you're filtering. When am I going to get this stuff done? I'm not focusing on the time yet. I'm just filtering it down into what days I plan on getting this stuff done. Does that make sense? Yes? Are you with me? Okay. So let's say something like, obviously the schedules, like I can't change piano. So that's going to be the same day each week. But there's certain things like, let's say, date night with JJ doesn't have to be on the same day. I'm going to try to do it on Thursday. We usually try to go to date night on Thursday or Friday. So I'm going to put them in there. So you put them out like this, and they end up looking like this. Can you even see that at all? Where it says, like, this one says, eyes, text Cassie about the date, talk to Leilani about the piano contract, print off the BAT. Does that make sense? So you're now filtering your buckets into what days you're going to get this stuff done. Okay, does that make sense? And then this is all in one planner. So this is the difference, is a lot of people have been taught this bucket system, but it's not in a planner. And a lot of people have been taught, like, oh, just list what you're going to do and do your to-do list. That's where I was having a problem, is my to-do list was on a separate sheet of paper, and I wasn't figuring out how to fit things in. Okay, and then on the very bottom is where now you block off the non-negotiables. For example, like here is, I don't know if that's a good, so you see my boxes? So I was getting my eyes, I know it sounds silly, I got my eyelashes done, okay? I got it done on Monday at this time. I blocked off that time, and what color is that? Pink, because that's my me bucket, and that's what color I use, okay? And then you fill in and box all your appointments if you have any appointments that you can't change. Piano lessons, soccer lessons, that kind of stuff. All right? Now here's where the magic happens. Is now you're going to go back, the leftover times, and you're going to start filling in colors. Like you each now have a color for your bucket, and you're going to go, okay, in the morning I'm going to wake up at between 5 and 7. I'm going to do 1 30-minute from the green and 1 30-minute from the blue. Now, here's the cool thing, is if you've already planned what you need to get done that week on Sunday, you don't have to wake up and go, what am I going to do for my business? You go like this. You wake up, and instead of waking up and doing what I was doing, which is automatically checking Facebook, scrolling, wasting 30 minutes, and doing all those crappy things, you wake up and go, oh, hot damn, I'm going straight to this. Oh, I'm doing my green for 30 minutes. I'm doing something off this list, or if I planned it, and I have a time, I'm going to go, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing something off this list, and now I know exactly what I'm doing. Does that make sense? And it's a filter system. So then instead of saying exactly, like I was trying to, in the past with calendars, they have time frames and they say, oh, 2:30 to 3:30 or 4:30 to 5:30, I had to do this. That wasn't working for me because I'm not so exact. But what does work for me is working off a bucket list and saying, okay, I have 2 hours right here where I can do pink. That's me. What can I do for myself after I filter it out? So I do the things that you can't change, all the appointment stuff with the kids, and then I look and see. And as you know, I have blank spaces. Do you see these times where like not everything is full? The last thing I want you to do is have colors every single. That means you have no downtime. Like you're using it so much that you're not realistic with life. Because when I come home from soccer practice, I might have 30 minutes, but am I going to always use that 30 minutes to be filled with something? I don't know. And so I've always been taught this, and this is what's really helping me, is just leaving some blank space to leave it open and go, okay, I have 15 or 20 minutes. So whatever I decide, whatever bucket to work from, I'll do that. You know what I mean? And so summer, this is called Planner Pad, if you want to know. It's like I said, it's a filtering system, and it's just making my mind so much clearer. It is taking the stress of thinking, what do I have to get done this week, to putting it all on paper. And it's just like a system that is so easy to follow, and when you get it into place, when you know in general what your buckets are and what you're putting in your buckets, it's going to make a lot more sense. So if you could see this a little bit, or I apologize, but you can see how it's broken into threes. So again, the first is complete brain dump broken into your buckets. The second is, okay, when am I going to try to get this stuff done? Not necessarily scheduling times. And they have little cool things like check marks. So for example, on Monday, I was going to try to get all that done, and I didn't get this one done, so I circled it, right? Do you see that circle? I circled it, and then I moved it and put an arrow and go, okay, I'll just move it to Tuesday. And then I look down here and go, oh, what time on Tuesday can I fill that in? When can I do that? Okay. It's pretty freeing to be like, open a calendar, and when corporate calls you to say, when can you do a call next week, be like, oh, I have between 12 and 2 on Wednesday and 1 to 3 on Friday and Saturday at 9 o'clock. What's best for you? I've never been able to do that before. Maybe some of you have because you're so organized. And so what's going to happen is you're going to plan your non-negotiables. Like if you work, okay, and this has been taught, Summer Tucker this is who I kind of got this from. If you don't know who she is, she's awesome. She's like a 15-star. She was on a Wake Up Call a couple weeks ago. She's really passionate and like out of breath. Do you remember that? And she kept going, you guys, this, because she's like so passionate about what she does. She teaches her team to do this, and there's a reason she's successful, because every new coach follows this and doesn't, like, it's not that you don't get stressed out, is that you're so much in control of your schedule, okay? Here is the deal, is you got to figure out what your Achilles heel is and what you're doing that's wasting time. It's not about that you don't have enough time. It's that you're doing the wrong things with your time. It's what you're doing, what I is doing. You're scrolling. You're listening to something that you may think is building your business, but you're not actively building your business. You're kind of just looking at someone else's newsfeed because you like their business and you admire them, and before you know it, 45 minutes went by. And you don't really know what you're doing, and you're sitting there going, what am I going to do next? What can I do? Well, you guys, time is precious. If you have 15 minutes and you know exactly what you do, and you take this planner with you and you're sitting in the doctor's office and you're like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what I need to do. I mean, every single thing off my list has got done this week. And it's not coincidental. It's that I'm scheduling my time exactly when I'm going to work stuff. So if you're a teacher or you're a person that works 9 to 5, you're going to need to obviously schedule a time where you work, and then you're in between the before work, after work, lunchtime or whatever it is. That's when you're going to fit in certain things. I mean, Summer talks a lot about how, and that's why I've taught you guys, like, personal development is doing it when mindless activities, when you're doing laundry, when you're driving to work, that kind of stuff. You can get that out of the way. And so here's the thing, is a lot of people, and I'm going to be honest, I've been guilty with this. A lot of people think my business is not working. It's not growing. I don't understand why it's not growing. And when you look back at your business building activities, you've done nothing during the week for business building activities. You've had maybe a few conversations. You've maybe invited a few people, but in general, you're posting pretty regularly, but you're not doing anything else. Like, you guys, this is going to show you, when accompanied with a business activity tracker, like, where is my time wasting? Where can I use this efficiently? And if I have 30 minutes, what bucket can I work on today? And you know what's really cool is when you are organized like this, and this is what I'm noticing, is that when I'm spending time with my kids, I'm not thinking about Beachbody. And when I'm spending time with my husband, the phone is off and in silent, and it does not come out of my bag. And when I'm doing stuff, because every bucket is taken care of. I've already done what I needed to do. I already knew what I needed to do. And it's so stress-free, I guess, that it's just, why wouldn't everyone do this? Like, you got to make sure, if you're going to change one thing in the next couple weeks, you guys, you got to get your time management under control. You cannot possibly work 50-hour or 40-hour job, then try to do, I don't know, like 70 hours Beachbody, 2 hours with your kids, and 1.5 hour with your husband. Like, it just doesn't work like that. Like, there is a balance, and Summer talks about this too, and I think it's really important to understand that when you're pushing and you want this business and you're pushing really hard, and obviously your buckets you're going to be inviting more, and your buckets are going to be fuller, and you're going to be spending more time, but your power hours should be within your personal Beachbody and within your team Beachbody, because you should be really spending 50% on both. If you're, of all the 100% time you spend on Beachbody, 50% needs to be with your team, and 50% needs to be with your personal business. Right now, if you're a brand new coach, it's probably more like 75%, 80% with yourself, because you don't really have a team right now per se. But you get what I mean. As you kind of build, it kind of works. But is this making sense at all? Let me look at these chats and see, so I can unmute you. You can get it at a desktop app for $45. Oh, can you get it to download and to fill? I don't know, Amanda, if I can get it to download. So someone is talking about the passion planner. So I don't care. Here, let me unmute some people. I'm going to unmute and see if it's okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay, can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. No? I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Christine's shaking her head no.
I am. I was saying no to my husband. He thought you were in the toilet. Was she in the toilet?
So what this does is it matches, like, you know, your bucket list with your priorities, with your, what am I going to get done for the week, filtering into, okay, of all these things I want to do, what days am I going to try to get them done? And then it filters down into, okay, now I'm going to try to get these done. What time frame am I going to do that? And then you color code, and then you can just, instead of like writing out every single thing that you're doing, you just say, okay, during this time I'm working from this bucket. Does that make sense? And then from this time I'm doing this bucket. And see, what I was doing before is I was trying to go, you know, I don't know, like put exact time frames. It was when I was doing stuff like from 3 to 3:15 I'll shower, and from 3:16 to 3:19 I'll go eat breakfast, you know, like, and it was just like, oh my gosh, that's not the way my life, I just couldn't do it. My life doesn't work like that. But my life does, my brain does think like this. Get out as much stuff as I possibly can on top. Like, what am I thinking that I need to work on? What am I thinking that I need to get done? If you need to make a video for your team, if you need to work on a clean eating group, if you need to, you know, whatever you need to do. And then you're going to go, okay, I'm going to work on it this day. And maybe part of your thing as a new coach is maybe you want to invite 15 people a week. Maybe you're, you know, maybe 3 of them are on Monday, 3 of them are on Wednesday, you know what I mean? Like 3 of them are on Friday. And so you can kind of work it that way, and organize your business that way. But can you see how this can make a difference? Can you see how when it's color coded and you like look at this, you're like, oh, that's pretty awesome. So what was awesome is my friend called me. She's like, hey, can you go out? What night would work best for you? And a lot of times I just throw out a night. And I know that sounds weird, but okay, I'll just make it work. And I'll try to get everything done before and just be stress-free, and then be like, oh, I got out, this is great. But I knew exactly what I was going to be able to get done that day. I knew exactly what day was going to fit perfectly. And I asked if it would fit for her, and she said yes. And it was like, oh, I just was so like, yes, like I just felt so good about that. I know that sounds silly, but I'm telling you, this is going to be the biggest in my business, because when you're more organized, you work less and more efficiently. Let me tell you again, when you're more organized, you work less and more efficiently. When you wake up in the morning, so the night before, what I do, so like tonight, I'll go to bed and I'll go, okay, what do I have for Wednesday? Or tomorrow's Thursday, get it right. What do I have for Thursday? Okay, I have Leilani's soccer practice listed on here. I want to work on videos. I need to give Tiana a shout out because she's going Emerald. I need to give Susan a shout out because she's going Emerald. I need to do my post number 2 on my sugar. I need to check in with my challenge group. And I want to do something with my kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so I was like, okay, this would be, and then I filled it out. And so it's like, I literally, when I wake up tomorrow morning, am I going to wake up and scroll the news feeds? No. What am I going to do? What did I tell you I was going to do tomorrow? Name one thing.
Shout out to me.
Shout out to Tiana. So the very first thing I'm going to wake up in the morning is I'm going to look up. I literally sleep with this next to my bed, and I don't even open up my Facebook account. I go like this, and I go, okay, Kiana, what are you doing today? Or if I'm going to do personal development, sometimes I do that in the morning, but that's the first 2 things I do. Okay, I'm going to do a shout out to Tiana. So I'm going to get on my phone to use the app. I'm not going to get on Facebook. I'm going to make my little thing. And then the first time I get on Facebook is when I'm shouting out Tiana. But I probably know myself And so I'll probably make Tiana's and Susan's at the same time, because if I got on with just Tiana, I'm still retraining myself to not scroll all the time. You guys, it's a nasty habit. It's just a time waster and we don't need to do it, right? And so I literally have been like, I don't know why people tell you to get organized, people tell you to do this, but sometimes you're just like, you know, a fly by the seat of your pants. And honestly, I've been able to build my business because I'm passionate, and I do the vital behaviors. I do. I do attract people that are like-minded, but I'm not super organized, and it's a struggle. And it's been a struggle in my marriage. It's been a struggle with my kids. It's been a struggle in my business, and I don't want that to be for you. I've had a lot of coaches writing me recently saying, I feel like I'm working 8 hours a day and I got nothing done. And then I ask them what they did, and it's because they're scrolling the news feeds, or they're on Instagram, or they're on Periscope, because you have to listen to Shalene Johnson's, you know, podcast, like thing, because it's a dope scope, man. It's a dope scope of the day. You get what I mean? So my job as a coach is to help you be successful way faster than what I was, and to help you relieve a little bit of stress faster. And so I am just telling you that if you don't have a planner, and I know some people do the passion planner, I don't care what you do, but this system is working for me. And Summer Tucker, I can post the video, the link. It's like a 7 or 9 minute video, super fast. She uses like her phone, and it's really close, and you can kind of see how she explains it. Very similar to what I did, and you can kind of watch it tonight if you want, if it's like fresh in your brain, and it will make a lot of sense. It just like, and then she even talks about like, once you do it a couple times, you're like, oh my gosh, this is just, it's a flow. So I just know what I'm doing when I wake up, and it makes life a lot easier. Like I can look at tomorrow and be like, okay, I know, and it's just a visual. So like tomorrow I have at like 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock is empty. Not because I'm just going to sit here and do nothing, but because I'm going to I already have my Beachbody stuff planned in the morning. And then I will probably do an hour or two right here, depending on what bucket I need to work from. And then I have piano with Leilani kind of in the middle of the day. And I have my workouts up here, my me time, my personal development. And then I have a date night with JJ. So you better believe I'm going to have like all my stuff done before date night, right? Because I'm not going to get up on my phone and be worried about how many likes I get, because I've done that before. I'm a pretty awesome wife, let me tell you. Okay. No, I'm telling you this as your friend and as your coach, okay? If you're not present with the person that you're at, whoever you're with, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to the person that you're with. So if you're constantly thinking, what do I need to do with Beachbody, or what do I need to do with this house being clean, or what do I need to do with this, like, and it's because your buckets are so like, oh, like you just don't have buckets, or they're all scrambled together and you aren't timing things. And I know some of you might think, well, there's no way I can possibly only have 4 buckets. I have like 10. No, I'm telling you, you have to have only 4 or 5. You cannot have more than that, because that's the way that your brain thinks, and you can only prioritize at that amount. Does that make sense? Color coding for me works. Summer Tucker doesn't talk about color coding. I took that from another, like, color coding, and kind of just so I can visually go, okay, I have blue time. That's going to be my Beachbody. You know what I mean? I have pink time right here. I want to work off my me bucket. But what's pretty cool is I always think I like to organize, and it makes me feel happy, but I just don't have time. But what's been really cool is I've been able to go, oh, so fun. At like between 10 and noon, I'm going to like actually get everything I need done for the week, and I'm going to be able to clean that game room. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel so good about having a pretty good balance. And I'm telling you, in 3 days, my husband has said, what are you doing? Keep doing it. Like, because you're way more relaxed. You're like present with the kids. Like, you're not thinking about every single thing. I was always thinking about, what do I got to do next? What do I got to do next? What do I got to do next? You know, and I don't think that that's good in our state of mind. For an anxious person already, I'm already anxious, giving myself more anxiety. And I don't want you to be a crazy, and you may, okay, so people might not ever tell you this, but I don't want you to be a crazy Beachbody person. I want Beachbody to be one part of your life, but not all of your life. Okay? I want it to be a piece of the pie. And it could be a freaking big piece of the pie. And it can have whipped cream, and it can have cherry. But if your whole life is Beachbody, you need to get out more. You need to hang out with some other people. And you need to do other things. Because when you're doing Beachbody, then you're going to be so passionate about Beachbody like boom. Does that make sense? And boom sauce. So you're just going to be in it. And then when you're with your husband, you're going to be in it. That sounds weird. Okay. And when you're with your friends, you're going to be focused on that. Like, I will tell you, one of my friends yesterday said, I really want to compliment you. And I was so taken back because I have never got this compliment before. It hasn't always been that way. And I've been really working on this. And she said, I want to compliment you that you're never on your phone. It's really so important. That like, you're actually listening to what I'm saying. And I was like, almost cried because I was like, yes, like, because I don't want people to think they're not important. We always have our phones in our hands, right? And we were hanging out at dinner time, and she's like, I just appreciate, because I know you run your business online, and that's just one thing that really bothers me, that you have never done that to me. And I just was like, that's so cool. Like, that's important, and that's important for you guys. And here's the deal, is when you organize, you don't have to worry because you've already got your stuff done. When you're with your friends, you're with your friends. When you're with Beachbody, you're with Beachbody. When you're with your kids, you're with your kids. Granted, we multitask. We're moms. We're going to take a picture of our kids or take a picture of our food and probably post it in our challenge group at lunchtime. That's fine, but set your phone aside. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't keep checking how many likes and comments and, oh, who did this? Okay. Does that make sense? I hope. Okay. I hope that this gives you, just clarity and kind of just like, like, I can do this. Like, all I need is to be a little more organized, just a little bit more, like, mindful of where I'm spending my time. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're not the busiest person in the world, contrary to what you think. There's people that run full-time businesses, are full-time moms, are running multi-million-dollar corporations, they run 5 different organizations, and you never could possibly ever think they would ever have enough time to do it, but they can do it. You can do it. Your time is very valuable, and where you're spending your time right now is what you want to do with your time. No one is making you, putting a gun to your head and saying, scroll the news feeds. No one's saying, do this. So get it together and be in charge of your time, because your time is a very valuable tool, and it's something that's going to make or break you in this business. All right. So I want to make sure that you just feel good about where you are. And if you don't, here's the thing is, I'm not going to say go out. I want to tell you to go out and buy this planner pad, because I think it's like a game changer. But if you have a planner that it's working for you and you love it and you're super uber organized, by all means go with that. But I think that the way that this system works is the way that most of our brains work, which is like brain dump everything and then kind of filter it and funnel it into the bottom. So you can do that with your calendar that you have now. Like, this bottom part can be the calendar that you have now. Do you know what I mean? And on a white piece of paper, brain dump and put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and figure out where you're going to do those things. Do you know what I mean? Until you figure out what you're going to do. I don't care what you do. You just got to find a system that works for you. Right? The last thing I want you to think is I'm telling you, you got to go buy this and do this to be successful. No, I'm just telling you, you need to make sure you're concentrating on your time. And you want to be successful, then you're going to be a business owner that is able to manage your time. Okay. That is going to help you be the most successful. And I know a lot of friends that burn out in this business, and I have been there many times, and it's because my time was not organized. And I'm not going to say that next week it's going to be perfect or the following week is going to be perfect, but you better believe it's going to be a hell of a lot better. And every week I'm going to go, okay, what can I do better this week? Or how can I add, or how can I take away? And again, I'm only using this for a week or so. And so I just know that it's been such a profound impact on the way that my mind has clarity and just how much stuff I've gotten done that I know it will make a big game changer in your business. Okay? And sorry I talked for a lot longer. Do you guys have any questions or any comments? I'm going to unmute you now. Oh, wait, you already are unmuted. Oh, wait, some of you are unmuted. Hold on. Okay. Any comments or any questions? I unmuted you all, so stop cussing if you're cussing. Just joking. Any questions? Nothing? Anything?
Kiana.
Yes.
My husband says that you're a pretty good salesperson.
I am? Yeah, because I'm passionate about what I do.
Time management. He said, are you listening to her? I forgot my headphones at work today, so.
Oh.
Yes, I'm listening to her.
That's funny. Yeah. Tell your husband he's right. Oh my gosh. Any questions, you guys, or any comments or anything? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that you can try to work on this in the next couple weeks?
So doable.
Yes.
Awesome
How about
idea.
you say tomorrow? Can you work on this? Like if you are not, raise your hand if you have something going on, like you're planning every day. Raise your hand. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Raise your hand if you have a calendar and it just sits there empty. That's me. Raise your hand if you have a calendar that is kind of halfway full but you never follow it. Okay? So we obviously struggle, so we need to get better. And that's all that we just need to work on it. And, you know, you got to ask yourself if your business is struggling or you're struggling in certain areas. You can't just be like, I just suck at time. Okay, this is my problem. I used to do this. I suck at time management. I'm just a hot mess. I just can't do it. Well, it's like my husband's like, then just change it because you're in charge of your life. You've got to figure it out. Taryn's not going to be the magical fairy that comes into my life and is like, Kiana, you got to do that. Like if you want to change, quit bitching and make a change. That's all I got to tell you. If you want a difference in your business, you got to make a difference. You got to put yourself out there and you got to change what's not working. Okay? And this is going to be a big game changer because I want you guys to succeed, and I know that it's just going to push you to the next level. And next time we have a call on time management, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I use my
Kiana?
Yeah.
What video is Summer Tucker's video you were talking about? Do you know the name of it?
No, but I have it on my pocket and I'll post it on the team page. How about that?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Are you on her YouTube channel right now?
I am, yeah.
I'll tell you the name of it, and just so in case you guys want to write it down. It is called How to Get Organized.
Oh, I searched organization. I didn't see it. How to get organized.
It's How to Get Organized. Let me see. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 6-minute, 52-second, and it will be like a better visual because you can't really see on here because, you know, I was definitely verbally talking about it, and I may have confused you in some areas, which is fine because I had to watch a couple videos about it to get it. But once I saw her video, I was like, oh, this makes total sense. And I wasn't really expecting to buy a planner and be like, oh, I'm just going to buy another planner. It's just going to sit in the corner. Where my passion planner sits. No, I don't have a passion planner. I have another planner, but I don't use it. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because it just has like the days, you know, and the times. And then I was supposed to fill in like my to-do list when I was doing stuff, but it didn't have any like place to brain dump and kind of like it had a place for like my goals. But I figure these buckets are a little more than goals. You know what I mean? It's not a goal for me to take my kid to soccer. Like it's just, I mean, it's a pride. I had to do it because my daughter, but you know what I mean? Like it was better the way it broken down. Okay, I'm just mumbling now. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks so much for being on the call. Taryn, do you have anything?
No, I was just emailing you. This was awesome. I mean, I think the whole brain dump thing is brilliant because when you were making fun of, I'm going to do this at 3 o'clock to 3:15, like that's kind of the mentality that I have is I had to structure it out like that. But like we function as big picture, let's filter it, and then let's get it done, and here's where it's going to fit in. So I think you and I are similar like that. So, but this is totally what I needed and was awesome. So thanks for sharing with me. And
yeah, I just think I think that's how I think that it makes me feel less of a failure and more success when I'm like, okay, I have this amount of time, 45 minutes or whatever, this pink time to work off the pink bucket list. So what am I going to do? Do you know what I mean? Oh, I can put this here and I can get that done here. And then it's like, hell yeah, I'm getting stuff done left and right. I mean, I wrote a list of what I got done accomplished today just because I was like, whoa, like the most I've ever done in weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, you guys. And it's not like I had more time. We all have the same amount of time, right?
yeah,
Someone's chatting. You may answer this question, then we can go. Oh, nice work. Thanks, Taryn, for your support. Taryn, I met another girl named Taryn, a little girl, 5 years old. Never met one before. Anyhow. That's Leilani Soccer. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for being on the call. If you have any questions, let me know. I will post Summer Tucker's link to additional access to plannerpad.com, and then just take a look. Type in plannerpad.com, see if it's something that you want to do. Your life, get organized, change your life. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.